Portugal is famous for its stunning coastlines, historic cities, and delicious food. But did you know that 70% of the country is practically empty? Is it because everyone's at the beach, or did they all just forget to come back from a siesta? We unravel the mystery of Portugal's deserted lands and discover the surprising reasons behind this vast emptiness. Understanding Portugal's empty interior, geography and climate. Portugal, nestled on the Iberian Peninsula in Europe, is home to about 10.3 million people spread across 92,212 square miles. While the overall population density might seem manageable at just over 111 people per square miles, a closer look reveals a stark contrast. Up to 70% of Portugal's land is sparsely populated or uninhabited, leaving most of the population concentrated in just 30% of the country, primarily along the western and southern coasts. So what drives this uneven distribution? The rugged topography of Portugal plays a pivotal role in its sparse population. The country's interior is dominated by mountainous terrain such as the Serra da Estrela in central Portugal, which rises 1,993 meters above sea level. This region's harsh climate, marked by cold winters and snowfall, makes it less appealing for settlement. Other mountainous ranges, like the Serra de São Mamede in the northeast and the Serra de Caldeirão in the south, further complicate infrastructure development and resource access. Building roads and infrastructure in these areas is challenging, limiting connectivity and attractiveness for both residents and businesses. In addition to the mountains, vast forests cover much of Portugal's interior, adding another layer of difficulty. The Alentejo region, for example, hosts one of the world's largest cork oak forests. Although cork production is a significant economic activity here, the dense forests and rugged terrain hinder crop cultivation and settlement expansion. Transportation infrastructure is also sparse in these areas, with most highways running along the coast and interior regions accessible only via narrow, winding roads. Portugal's climate is a key factor in its uneven population distribution, with significant regional variations affecting life and agriculture across the country. The northern regions, including Minho and Douro, experience a humid subtropical climate. This area is known for its mild winters and warm, wet summers. Rainfall here is notably higher compared to the national average, with the Minho region receiving around 1,500 millimeters of rain per year, compared to Portugal's average annual rainfall of 27 ounces. In contrast, southern Portugal, including the Algarve, enjoys a Mediterranean climate characterized by hot, dry summers and mild, wet winters. Average temperatures in July reach around 25 degrees Celsius, while January temperatures hover around 12 degrees Celsius. Rainfall in the Algarve is much lower, averaging only 500 millimeters annually. This drier climate, while attractive for tourism with its warm temperatures and sunny beaches, poses significant challenges for agriculture. Water scarcity in the south has become a pressing issue, impacting the cultivation of crops such as olives, figs, almonds and grapes, which all require substantial water to thrive. Recent droughts have exacerbated these challenges, affecting crop yields and making it harder to sustain a large permanent population in these areas. Historical and economic factors behind Portugal's uneven population distribution. Portugal's uneven population distribution is deeply rooted in its historical and economic development. During the Salazar regime 1932-1968, government policies heavily favoured coastal regions over the interior. The regime's focus on agriculture and lack of investment in infrastructure and education resulted in significant disparities between the coastal and interior areas. This neglect contributed to widespread poverty in the interior, prompting many young Portuguese to emigrate to countries like France, Germany, and the United States in search of better opportunities. The 1974 Carnation Revolution marked a turning point, overthrowing the dictatorship and initiating democratic reforms. The new government prioritized modernizing infrastructure and promoting economic growth, leading to rapid urbanization and industrialization, particularly in coastal cities like Lisbon and Porto. However, this growth was uneven, with the interior regions continuing to lag. The revolution also resulted in a sharp decline in birth rates, from about 20 births per 1,000 people in the 1960s to around 8 per 1,000 in the 1980s. This demographic shift, combined with ongoing emigration, contributed to a significant population decline in many interior areas. Social factors also play a role in the current distribution. Immigrants from Portuguese-speaking countries often settle in coastal cities, further concentrating the population in these regions. While this influx brings diversity and new perspectives, it also strains resources and exacerbates overcrowding in already densely populated areas. As a result, many interior regions now face aging populations, depopulation, and economic decline. Government efforts to address population imbalances in Portugal. Portugal's population distribution has long been skewed towards its coastal regions, particularly around Lisbon and Porto, creating significant social and economic challenges. To mitigate these issues, the government has implemented a range of policies and programs aimed at promoting regional development and encouraging settlement in less populated interior areas. One major effort involves the establishment of regional development agencies and investment funds dedicated to fostering economic growth in the interior regions. These initiatives are designed to stimulate local economies and create new job opportunities, making these areas more attractive to potential residents and businesses. The government has also introduced tax incentives and other financial benefits to entice both companies and individuals to relocate to these less developed regions. Infrastructure development is another critical focus. Investments in highways, railways, and airports aim to improve connectivity between the interior and coastal regions, facilitating easier access for people and businesses. These projects are intended to address some of the logistical challenges that have historically hindered development in the interior. Despite these efforts, several challenges persist. Attracting new residents and businesses to the interior regions remains difficult, partly due to limited economic opportunities and existing regional identities. People in various parts of Portugal often have strong regional ties and may prefer to stay in their home regions, contributing to the population concentration in coastal areas. Additionally, immigration from Portuguese-speaking countries, such as Brazil and Angola, has further intensified the population density in coastal cities. While immigrants bring diversity and fresh perspectives, they also exacerbate overcrowding and strain resources in already densely populated areas. Overall, while the Portuguese government is committed to creating a more balanced population distribution through investment and policy initiatives, achieving this goal will take time. The interior regions must overcome challenges such as limited economic opportunities and attracting new residents. With continued effort and innovative solutions, Portugal aims to build a more balanced and sustainable future for all its citizens. So why is 70% of Portugal empty? It's a complex mix of historical, economic, demographic, and environmental factors. While the trend of depopulation in rural areas is concerning, there is also a growing awareness of the need to address this issue. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of Portugal's empty lands. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others.